Jake Paul is getting sued? Say what?
Say what?
If you're a new subscriber, make sure to let us know so we can reply to you in the comments below. Jake Paul, YouTube's biggest star right now, always seems to be in the news. From relationship drama to new music videos to his Disney Channel show Bizaardvark, he's literally always in the news, except for now this news is all but good. Jake Paul's residence, dubbed the Team 10 house, which is actually listed as an official business on Google with reviews and hours and everything, might not be his home for too long if his neighbors get their way. This week, his neighbors reported that Jake Paul and his roommates, the rest of Team 10, are obnoxiously loud and creating a living hell war zone on the street, as hundreds of fans, egged on by Jake himself, invade the street and loiter outside of the Team 10 house. When confronted by a news reporter, Jake actually replied to the statement his neighbors gave us, "It's like a circus," with, "Well, people like going to circuses, right?"
The 20-year-old Disney actor is a pop culture powerhouse with 8.5 million followers on Instagram and YouTube. He rents a large house in an upscale West Hollywood neighborhood, and this tight-knit community has become the new setting for many of his pranks and performances.
The neighbors hate me, but I'm still gonna flip and send it.
A recent stunt involved tossing furniture into an empty pool and setting the pile on fire.
It used to be a really nice, quiet street, and now we're just this, war zone.
He also said he didn't understand why his neighbors were mad at him, but also then said, quote unquote, "My neighbors hate me, but I'm still gonna flip and send it." He then went on to jump on top of the KTLA news van and took a jab at the KTLA reporter's shoes, yelling, "What are those?" and having his circus boys react accordingly. This mess has landed Jake in some hot water, as his neighbors are now potentially filing a class action lawsuit against him, labeling him as a public nuisance. I was once put in timeout as a kid, and that was terrible. I'm glad I haven't been labeled as a public nuisance though. I can't even imagine how that would feel. Moving on, Team 10 is basically taking over YouTube at this point. Music videos, team challenges, pranks, etc, etc. Team 10 is making content to fill every category and every void on YouTube imaginable. But what if Team 10 were to expand? I mean, it's possible they might be finding a new residence in the coming future, so what if they decided to add some new members to the team? Who exactly would join? Let's talk about it. Firstly, and probably the most obvious choice to join Team 10 would be Jake Paul's brother and fellow internet star, Logan Paul. The two have multiple multi-million videos together and seem to have a vivid connection both on and off the camera, and they really enjoy messing with each other's cars and other forms of transportation. And as two of the biggest and fastest growing channels on YouTube, it's honestly pretty surprising Logan hasn't been seen more alongside Team 10. Logan already runs his own channel, which amounts to millions of views each day, and he's the leader of his quote-unquote Logang, as he calls it. You know, one would imagine his channel would only skyrocket more with the addition of Team 10 behind his name. Next up, another potential Team 10 member is Jesse Wellens. Formerly, Jesse was one half of the BF vs GF and Prank vs Prank channels, and he now runs a solo vlog channel where he adventures throughout the world with the likes of his friends, such as Casey Neistat, for instance. Jesse might be a little bit older and more experienced, but as his YouTube channel tells, he's all about living life for the experiences, and I don't know, but I feel like being a part of Team 10 and hanging out with those guys would be quite the experience. The next possible Team 10 recruit we'll talk about is none other than the king of YouTube pranks himself, Mr. Roman Atwood. Although he's sort of moved on from the prankster lifestyle and transitioned more into being a daily vlogger with his family, Roman always wants to create the most riveting and entertaining content possible. And honestly, there's no better way to create some entertaining content than by collaborating with YouTube's hottest stars. Not to mention the Team 10 crew seems to be really big on pranking each other. Roman might just have the proper experience and expertise in that field to quote-unquote up the ante, so to speak. Imagine the pranks that would go down if Roman Atwood, who knows, maybe even Vitaly chose to kick it with Jake Paul and the rest of Team 10. That content would be legendary. Moving on to our next potential Team 10 recruit, we have FouseyTube. Both Fousey and Jake Paul have collaborated multiple times in the past. They've made some really interesting and cool content together, and if FouseyTube were to join Team 10, you would only have to imagine we'd see content like that almost on a daily basis. It'd definitely be an interesting but really fun and cool collaboration. Harley Morrenstein of Epic Mealtime would be another prime choice for a new Team 10 member. Epic Mealtime is still quite a booming channel, but recently Harley has also started to focus more on daily vlogs on his personal channel. His content is actually pretty similar to Jake's in the sense that it's all about having a good time, whether it's partying like crazy or just messing around with your friends. Harley and his content would fit right in alongside with the other Team 10 members. Now this one might come as a surprise to a few of you, but what if IRL streaming guru Ice Poseidon were to join Team 10? If you've ever seen an Ice Poseidon stream before, you already know if he were to even meet up with Jake Paul or anyone from the Team 10 squad, crazy stuff would go down. Ice's streams focus on doing the most entertaining and adventurous things possible, all in the name of good content. For instance, Ice has gone indoor skydiving, he's explored haunted insane asylums, and he's also just wandered the streets of downtown LA looking for a laugh. His content literally ranges from anything to everything if it's going to provide some good content. Ice clearly has a very rash and on-the-spot personality, and it seems he'd pretty much be willing to do whatever it takes as long as good content derives from it. Team 10 and Ice Poseidon together? Yeah, that would be some quality content though. Next Team 10 potential recruit, Steve-O. Former Jackass cast member and now YouTuber and entertainer, Steve-O would add something to Team 10 that absolutely no one else could. Some might call it stupidity and others call it living life to the fullest, but regardless of what you think it's titled, whatever Steve-O does, it attracts an audience, and it's a big audience at that. Steve-O definitely has done some controversial things in his past, and obviously Jake Paul and Team 10 are no strangers to controversy themselves, so Steve-O and Team 10 might just be the best possible YouTube collaboration out there. And finally, the last potential recruit for Team 10 might just come as a surprise to every single one of you watching this video. It is PewDiePie. Listen, I know you're probably thinking there is no way PewDiePie would ever join Team 10. He makes fun of their videos all the time, right? He makes fun of the members, especially Nick Crompton and his whole England is my city saying. I don't think Nick Crompton will ever hear the end of it on that from PewDiePie. Seriously, it's gonna be like 15 years down the road and they're gonna meet up at San Diego Comic-Con and PewDiePie is just gonna give him hell. So yeah, you're probably saying there's no way PewDiePie would ever join Team 10. There's no way that would ever happen. But hear me out. Jake Paul, as oddly as it sounds, is a businessman. And PewDiePie, as oddly as it sounds, is also a businessman. And these two together would equal massive view counts. PewDiePie has joked in the past about him and Jake each putting each other's names in their video titles to get more views and to attract a wider audience. But on the real, it's really no joke, it actually does make sense. If PewDiePie puts Jake Paul's name in his title, that's going to be considered some drama from people who don't actually watch the video. They're going to want to click on it and see what it's all about. That's more views for PewDiePie. Jake Paul, on the other hand, if he puts PewDiePie's name in his title, people are going to say, oh, they're beefing again. That's drama. I want to find out what it is. They're clicking on the video regardless of whether or not they actually like Jake Paul and his content. These two could just feed off of each other for millions and millions of views. I'm just saying. And honestly, I just think the entire internet would get a kick out of PewDiePie and Nick Crompton interacting in person for the first time ever. And that's it. Those are all of the possible YouTubers and content creators out there that we think have a chance at joining Team 10 in the future. If we forgot any, who do you think should join Team 10? Let us know your thoughts and suggestions down in the comments below. While you're down there, feel free to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. It's super easy and it really helps us out. If you're new to the channel, also consider subscribing, and while you're at it, turn on our channel notifications so that you never miss another upload. As we mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you are a brand new subscriber, please let us know in the comments so we can personally reply, welcoming you to the family. We really hope you guys enjoyed today's video and just wanted to say thank you for all of the support recently on the channel. Big things are coming and hopefully you guys all want to stick around to see what's going to happen. And with that, today's video is officially wrapped up. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a great day, take it easy, and we'll see you guys later.